Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Modern Mining. Wanted to give a quick little farm update today, specifically on my solo miners. So if you all saw my latest video, the last one I got was the Lucky Miner, and I'm going to discuss some plans I have for all these lottery devices because I don't really like how they're just kind of hanging around on the shelf. So stay tuned for that. But the one thing I want to discuss today is we got a couple more care packages from Bitcoin merch. So this is actually the Bitaxe Gamma. This is hands down the best solo miner that you can buy right now. And we're going to take a look at the stats on it, put it in the spreadsheet, see how many years it'll take to find a block on this one. And then we also have a couple nerdminer USB flash drives, which are basically solo mining flash drives. So these things have basically zero chance to hit a block. It's extremely small, but still very interesting devices. And I actually like these a lot because I'm going to be giving these out to people in Christmas gift exchanges. That'll be fun to kind of explain to people what the heck these are, and I'm sure they'll be a hit. So before we start setting these up, let's discuss what I want to do with all my solo miners. So I've been thinking and brainstorming, and I think I want to do similar to what I did on this wall PC right here. I think I want to get like a nice square piece of OSB, paint it similar color to this, and then mount all of my solo miners on it. So I'll have my Bitaxes, Bitaxe Gamma, Bitaxe Supra, my Lucky Miner, some USB miners, and then be able to mount that to the wall. I think that would be pretty sweet to have like all of these solo miners mounted on a little frame that I can maybe even put like up on a wall in my office in the house or something, because these things aren't very loud, and they don't use a lot of power either, so heat's not really an issue. So I'm thinking that would be pretty sweet. Now I'm gonna have to figure out all the wiring because each of them has their own little power plug. Like this right here is for the Bitaxe Gamma, and then for the little USB drive I'm gonna have some of these USB extenders. So I'm working out some details there, but I think that would be a pretty sweet build. Just have like a solo mining wall with all of them on it. So what else is going on over here? You'll notice my Warthog rig is turned off. So I went out to eat one night and I came back and this thing was just dead, wouldn't turn on. I tried taking the GPU off and I tried just powering a riser with the power supply and it wouldn't even turn on. So I just assumed the power supply was dead. And now once it's been sitting here for a day or two, it wants to work again all of a sudden. So I don't know if that means that this Sigotep 1250 Gold is maybe on its last breath, which is weird because if you guys remember, that power supply looked brand new and didn't look like it had any age, and it should be a pretty nice version if it's 1250 watts. So I'm eventually gonna get another GPU on here, but for now, since I only have the 3600, it's not the most profitable thing, and Zealous is really taking off right now, so I do have these cards back on the rig mining Zealous. So another thing I'm working on, if you'll notice here, this is an old Lenovo like ThinkStation PC, and this is actually pulled out of the trash can at work. And I love making videos like how to turn basically a trash PC into a Bitcoin miner. So I'm gonna be eventually throwing a GPU in this and making almost like a little space heater rig out of it, because especially during the winter, it's not super important if you're actually profitable or not, especially like if you or your family is running any sort of space heater, you would be way better off building a couple little Bitcoin rigs, either using Cryptex or one of those easy mining software platforms to turn a computer into a mini space heater, but instead of just wasting power, you're at least getting some Bitcoin out of it. So that's coming soon as well. So let's take a quick look at our exhaust window over here. Today is the first day where it's actually very cold. It's about 20 degrees outside, and you'll notice I've got a piece of foam board in this window. So I kind of decided I don't really want to mess with pulling this fan off if I'm gonna have to put it back on in like April maybe. And I don't really have neighbors on that side of the house who care what that looks like. So I'll show you what it looks like from the outside, but really it doesn't even look bad. And this is just gonna make sure that I'm not getting freezing cold air coming from back here. Now I was kind of worried when I closed that off if it was gonna overheat down here, because it is 87 degrees right now on that upper shelf. And another issue that comes with that is all these rigs, their fans are blowing in back there, which I kind of need to fix. I kind of need to rotate. All of these are blowing like this and just kind of sitting the heat in here. So ideally, I would rotate all of these rigs so they're pointing that way, blowing the heat into the rest of the garage. It's just, I'm lazy, and if you guys didn't know, I have like a bike chain lock on all these rigs. Where is it? Down here, right here, so that someone just can't come in here and rip them off the shelf and throw them in a truck. You would have to basically take off every single GPU at once. So I have to take that bike lock off. I can't rotate some of them because the PDU sticks up above where the frame would rotate. So I have to pull every single one off, flip them, and stick them the other way. But man, I don't know. I forgot how nice that view looks right there. Maybe I do need to face this the other way. And eventually I may be moving these inside too. But definitely need to get my lights turned on here. There we go. Looks a little better. Okay, so let's go take a look at what that window looks like from the outside. So there's the window. This is how you can tell it's cold outside. I forgot to bring in my little rain gauge, and it is frozen absolutely solid. Now the good news is, it doesn't look like my plastic gauge is cracked. I had to get a new one because my glass one cracked last year because I forgot to bring it in. So that's a good sign. I need to bring this inside to basically melt before it cracks. It's making weird cracking noises right now if you can hear them. So leave that there. Let's check this out. So as you can see, it really doesn't look bad. It's just a black piece of foam that I cut out and put into the window there. And kind of hard to even notice. So I think I'm just gonna leave that until summer so I don't have to install the other window. I just stick that in winter, take it out during summer, and it's much easier. Now these panes, they went back into the windows just fine, which is nice. So really the only thing I have to do to switch between winter and summer is take these panes in and out of the garage and then put that little foam piece in the window over there. Pretty easy. I'm just gonna leave that little rain gauge right there. Shouldn't be too long before it melts in this 80-degree garage. All right, so let's get this Bitaxe miner, the Gamma, hung up. Probably just gonna hang it up right next to this one right here. And then that USB miner, I'll probably throw that USB extension and maybe just hang it right here. It's starting to look a little junky here. I'm not actually sure how much I like the stickers, but we'll think about that another day. Let's get this Bitaxe installed and check out the stats. So I can't really put this one next to it because of this little power cord, so I think I'm just gonna nail it and have it like right here. And then I also need to feed this USB extender for the nerdminer, which we'll plug in here. And then I'm gonna throw this extension cable over the back. Hopefully it's long enough. And this will be like hanging right here or something like that. So let me go plug that in. Not even close to long enough. Put it like that though. Now the last time I hammered on this frame while the GPUs were on it, a bunch of the rigs crashed. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, but let's go ahead. I'm just using a tiny little like nail pack, probably for picture frames off of Amazon. Just using some of the smaller ones. So let's go ahead and get the first one in. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. Should be good. Not the best looking, but hey, this is just a temporary spot until we get that little solo mining thing up and running. Okay, that'll work. Doesn't have to look too pretty because it's temporary. So I'm gonna plug, so I'm wondering, Can I like hang or stick this here somehow so we can see the nerdminer up there too? We'll mess with that. Let me plug this one in first. So I need to hang this off of the back here. Okay, it's not the best looking thing I've ever made, but it works. I'm just gonna leave that there for now. So this setup right here is exactly why I need like some board so this can all be pretty organized. But we've got the nerdminer working away here. It gets about 73 kilohash, I believe, so very low compared to some of these other miners. This new Bitaxe gets 1.2 terahash, so it is now my new most powerful one. This one gets 600, I believe, and then the Lucky Miner gets 1 terahash. So let's go break down the stats. How much better is the Bitaxe Gamma than all of these other solo miners? Let's find out. All right, guys, so I just realized Bitcoin Merch is having a Black Friday / Cyber Monday sale right now. So the Bitaxe Gamma is down to $170 and the nerdminer is down to $21. If you guys are interested in these at all, now would be the time to buy them. I'll leave links down in the description and the pinned comment if you want to get one. But let's first check out what is the efficiency of these things. Is the Bitaxe Gamma the best miner that you can get for solo mining Bitcoin? Let's check it out. So I've got the nerdminer in here and the Bitaxe Gamma with their device costs and then their hash rate and their wattage. Now the first thing I'm curious about is their efficiency. So we can see that basically the efficiency of the USB drive is not great because it's only getting about 70 kilohash at 1 watt, which is basically no hash rate for 1 watt, which is pretty significant when you take into account the Bitaxe Gamma is only using 15 watts for 1200 gigahash. And another thing that's interesting here is that the Bitaxe Gamma efficiency is basically double the original Bitaxe Supra because it's both 15 watts and you're getting 1200 gigahash instead of 600. So as of right now, the Bitaxe Gamma is the most efficient, but that's not necessarily what we care about with these miners. We care about their monthly cost and what is the average time to actually hit a block. So we'll drag down our monthly power costs next. And we can see here that the nerdminer is basically using 6 cents of power per month. So very low power usage. You'll basically never even register that you're running this thing because 6 cents is nothing. Now the Bitaxe Gamma is only going to be $1.19 in power every single month, which again is so small you're never going to realize it. But now this is the big thing. How many years do we expect to have to wait until we hit a Bitcoin block? Because it's probably going to be a while. Now let's check the Bitaxe Gamma first. So if we go to the solochance.com website, this is going to give us the chance based on our hash rate. So we put changes to gigahash and we put 1200, and we'll see that for the Bitaxe Gamma, the average time for us to hit a block is going to be 12,400 years, which is a long time, don't get me wrong, but it is half the time as the Bitaxe and about 4x more than the Avalon Nano 3, but the Avalon Nano 3 also uses 10x the power. So the Bitaxe Gamma is doing pretty good there. So for the nerdminer, let's take our gigahash value, this 0.00007 gigahash, and put that into SoloChance site. This is going to be a long time, guys. Let's see. 200 billion years. So about 50 times the length that the Earth has even existed, or much longer than even the universe has existed. So with these nerd miners, you're realistically never going to hit that payout block, but it's still a pretty cool item to maybe gift to someone. I mentioned I'm going to be sending these out on Christmas gift exchanges, because basically someone can plug them in and all of a sudden they are a Bitcoin miner and they only had to put $20 in as their investment. So pretty unique, cool device, but definitely don't expect to hit a block with this. Now my favorite column here is my reward per year per cost calculation. This is taking the total reward that you get if you hit a block or if you win the lottery, this Powerball ticket column. And then it's dividing it by the amount of years it's going to take for you to get that payout. and then it's dividing that by the monthly cost. So for the Powerball, $60 a month is buying a $2 lottery ticket every single day, and the rest of these is the power cost to run them. Basically, you want a higher number here, and that is going to signify the better option. And you can see the Bitaxe Gamma is actually 7 times better than a Powerball ticket, which means you are 7 times better off buying a Bitaxe Gamma than you are to play Powerball every single day, in terms of how long it's going to take to get that payout and how much money you're actually spending on the ticket technically. So Bitaxe Gamma, pretty dang good. It's going to double the score of the Bitaxe. It's going to 3x the score of the Avalon Nano 3 and the Lucky Miner. Overall, by my calculations, this is basically, by a factor of 3, the best home solo miner that you can get. So very, very interesting stuff. The last thing I wanted to show here is my public pool account, where you can see all of my different miners mining on here. It's pretty nice that you can put them all in the same place. And the next coolest thing is that you have this your best difficulty here, which is basically showing how close you are to the network difficulty. Because if you find a share that has more than the network difficulty, then that means that you actually want to block. So you can see my best value, the 13.78G, is actually pretty good. That's the equivalent of with the Bitcoin network difficulty. Basically, I'm on this digit right here. So basically, I only need a 1000x better share than I got, and I would have hit my block. And I've only been running these things for a couple days. So that would basically mean if I keep up this luck that I'm going to hit one in the next 3 years. But obviously, probabilities don't work like that. And definitely, I wouldn't buy one of these expecting that you are going to hit a block. It's just a very nice thing if you do hit a block. So fingers crossed. Hopefully I hit one. You guys will be the first to know about it. And that's going to be it for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to check out Bitcoin Merch's site if you're interested. And peace.